Okay, Agon Erev Shabbos Rabbi. I want to share with you a very important idea. It's a yisoid in Kol HaTorah Kula in reading Psukim. Pasuk says, Parak Beis Pasuk Tezvav, Vayikach Hashem Elokim es ha'adam, and Hashem Elokim took Adam, Vayanichei v'Gan Eden, he put him in the Garden of Eden. Okay, if I was translating the Pasuk, Vayikach, I would have said, Hashem took Adam, he took him by the lapel, he lifted him up, and he placed him down in Gan Eden. Nothing needs explanation over here. It's pretty straightforward. The pasuk says, "Vayikach Hashem." God took Adam. You see this sefer over here, Smuchim La'ad. I took it and I put it over here out of the screen, so you don't see it. So God took Adam and he put him in Gan Eden. Now Rashi says no. Vayikach lakchay b'dvarim naim. He took him with nice words. Ufito likanes. And he persuaded him to enter. I don't understand. What is Rashi bothered by that he couldn't learn the pasuk simply? Why couldn't Rashi interpret the pasuk? God lifted up Adam HaRishon by his collar and he put him in the Garden of Eden. Why does Rashi have to say he took him with nice words? Rashi doesn't tell me divrei agada unless there's a problem with the pasuk. Rashi says in Paragimel Pasuk Ches, "Va'ani loy basi ela l'pshuto shamikra." I'm only here to tell you the simple reading of the pasuk. So, what was Rashi bothered by? Why couldn't he learn simply? Says the Maharal in the Gur Aryeh, and this is something that repeats itself many, many times, is that you're making a big mistake. The reason why we're troubled with why Rashi has to reinterpret the pasuk is because we think of man and we say, what is man? Man is his torso, his body, his hand, his limbs. Really? Is that what man is? Man is just a moving being? Man is much more than that. What is the essence of man? Man's essence is not his body. Animals also have a body. Man's essence is his das and his will, his ratzain. What is man? Man is his will. So if Hashem would have lifted Adam and plopped him down in Gan Eden, did Hashem take Adam? Not at all. He didn't take him. Adam's body may be in Gan Eden, but his das and his will is out of Gan Eden. So then God didn't take him. If it's saying God took man, it has to be referring to God took man's essence, his das, his ratzain. And the only way to take someone is to convince them that they want to do it. Therefore, it's not enough for Rashi to say that God physically took him. It's not even enough to say that Hashem told him to go, because even if God would have told him to go, but if he only went because somebody told him, then you didn't take him either. The only way to take someone is to convince them, because otherwise their body may go, but their essence is not going. Their essence is their ratzain. And that's a very important limud in general. So if you want to really take someone, if you would like it to be considered that you've moved someone or took them, you need to convince them, you need to persuade them. Here's just one more example of that. By the way, Vayikach Korach, when Korach took his men, doesn't say he literally grabbed them by the collar and pulled them to his side. Rashi interprets, Lakchay bedvarim, he persuaded them. Why are you joining Moshe? There's corruption here. He persuaded them. By the creation of man, it says, Vayitzer Hashem Elokim, Parak Beis Pasuk Zayin, Es Ha'adam, and Hashem created man, Afar min Ha'adama, Vayipach Be'apav Nishmas Chayim, he blew into his nostril a soul of life, Vayihi Ha'adam L'nefesh Chaya, man became a living being. So Rashi's bothered, man became a living being, the animals were also living beings. How is man more alive than an animal? Rashi says, Af behima v'chaya nikra nefesh chaya. So in what way is man more of a nefesh chaya than an animal? Says Rashi, Ach zu shal adam chaya shebekulan. The life of man is more living than all of them. Sheni toisif ba by day of a dibor, because he was given intelligence and speech, which means that man's intellect is his life. Is his life. You know, we often talk about how do you define life? How do you define death? Is death respiratory cessation, cerebral cessation? Rashi is interpreting that the definition of human life, maybe not in a halachic sense, but in a philosophical sense, man's life is his das. Therefore, man is considered more alive than an animal. Sheni toisef ba'dei of a dibor. So therefore, man is chaya shebekulan. Therefore, if God took man, what is man? Man is his life. What is man's life? His das. So it can't say Hashem physically took us. It therefore has to be referring to that lakchai bidvarim noim. Hashem persuaded man with pleasant words. And that's a lesson in life in general. If you really want to impact someone, we cannot say that we've had a hashpa or effect on someone unless we convince the person that that's what they want to do. Coercion is not called taking. Persuasion is called taking. Rabbi say, have a beautiful Shabbos. Bereishis, Haba Leinu Tova. Kol Tov, everyone.
Recording stopped.